Hi everyone and welcome to my new video. Today I will talk about a topic that you all voted on my Instagram and Craftworld Studio Instagram account as well, and it is about contrast. And of course I will not talk about contrast as definition or some lesson. Today I will talk about contrast in miniature art, and I will use some of Marco's and mine works to show you some examples on what I consider is important to know in making miniature projects. So we all know that contrast is opposite of the two opposites. So in miniature painting you will consider contrast as light and dark parts to build volumes, but also the complementary colors when you have something smooth and something rough, and something big or something small in composition of the miniature. So all of it is important if you want to make good contrast on your figure. Also I will mention strong and kind of less strong contrast to show how you can build something in balance. And of course I will use works from Marco and me as Craftworld Studio and show you some examples. I have some works here with me, and let's start with this that is still work in progress. For some reason I didn't have enough time to work on it, but here I have a bit, let's start with kind of a stronger contrast, because this figure is in a very dramatic atmosphere and it has some magic, kind of summoning appearance. So the contrast on his cloth had to be kind of stronger because it's in dark and it had the OSL from beneath, from the magic kind of part that he is conjuring. And also I have non-metallics, and it's kind of a silver strong metal, so I needed to make a stronger contrast on metal, but also I wanted to have contrast between the metal and the cloth and atmosphere. So in this case the metal I did is a lighter, and again it's a bit stronger. It needed to be a bit stronger than a cloth because I want to make a feeling of this material. So it's metal and it's very reflective, and cloth is not reflective, so you need to make that kind of difference so the viewer can have that first feeling of materials when he sees the work. Okay, I will take these two bases, for example. It's also work in progress and all who follows know for what it is. And this is the base for Twilight Night I'm working on. This is the base from Sapphire for the Limbo miniatures, and I need to explain this. For example, I have kind of that smooth pastel contrast here. It's very soft, but it's kind of in gradient, because this is the back of the base and this is the front, and on front I want the view, so I need to have kind of a spotlight. So I have the softer contrast and more texture, and I will mention that in next video about brush strokes that I will be filming, and it was the second topic voted. So I had less texture, less brush strokes, less work done, but stronger contrast behind. You will see that close up somewhere here, we'll see. It also goes for the wings of Sapphire. They're almost done, and you can see the front wing, it has stronger contrast because the wings, you will see on the picture, the wings are a bit folded up front, so the shadows are stronger there, and the lighter part is from behind because the light kind of bumps from behind, even if that's not visible on the base because base is beneath. This is from the upside. And also there is a contrast with colors It's very, the colors in shadows are very cold, and colors in highlights are kind of yellow, very warm, and this is also what make it nice for the eye and gives you nice feeling, because you have a contrast in light and dark, contrast in warm and cold, contrast between textures, because I have some very strong brush strokes to make the kind of sharp feathers, and also the soft ones to give the feeling of what is in the first plan and what is in the second plan. I will take this is older work from me, and I want to show it because it doesn't have any metal, it doesn't have any kind of materials that are very reflective. It's very kind of natural figure, and I wanted to achieve that nature and very natural, soft atmosphere. So I don't have dramatic lights, I don't have nothing like that. I have only the fur, the skin, leather, and okay, this butterfly. So textures here and contrast here is very soft, because I needed everything to be in atmosphere. Only on the parts that are leather, the clothes she wear is a bit darker in shadows, because it have that kind of the material of leather is a bit depends what leather, but this one is a bit glossy. I have also, that is what I wanted to mention, I have difference between her skin. It's very matte, I painted them with matte colors. Also I have the fur, it's matte. The leather, it's a bit glossy. I don't know if it's visible on video, it's reflective on the lights, because I wanted that difference between that finishing touch of the material, that final look of it. So I like that. I have that bit of glossiness on her horns as well, but the war paint is matte, because she used some earthy colors to make that. Also on the wooden base behind her, I remember I put the color and the pastel together to make this very, very pastel look. I have also this work here, I will not move it too much, and you can see probably photos by now. So this is very interesting to show you, because this work have that kind of atmosphere when you can have very, very strong contrast, but again, because it's displayed from this side, we choose to have that variations. For example, we wanted to have the strong light from a window, and to have that we had to have strong shadow from the throne. So there is a strong contrast here on this part of the floor, because you have almost the strong line between dark and light. Also you can notice that dark is cold. We have that blue color, some greenish, some kind of turquoise and violet elements, and the light have that warm yellowish orange tones, and that's also because of the vitrage window we had there. Also the gold is very strong in contrast, and well, it wouldn't be possible if we choose to have really dark atmosphere here and only light from the window. All would be, to have this strong light, all would be very dark. But we choose to make kind of the spotlight from this side, because this is the viewer side, and we made strong contrast, but then we needed to make kind of medium contrast between the shadows from the sides. So this is not the viewing point, the viewing point is here. So we have that light from above that is a yellow greenish. We have contrast from beneath. We have the spotlight that is here but not too strong, very diluted. And we have again, to make kind of the vignette, is it called like that? To have that, we made that with colors. So we have that greenish from the outside, medium from the spotlight, kind of violet. We have that strong blue for the darkest part, and again we have the stronger contrast on elements to make them visible but still in kind of the darkened dungeon throne room, and also with the strong lights from few sides. And that's very interesting, I think, for showing and to understanding kind of how contrast works. Also with the textures on the floor and the smooth gradient of the reflections and shadows and lights on the gold and metal, the very soft light on the cloth and the old let me remember the word, teppich, carpet. So let's get over what I already showed and talked just in a few lines. So important thing when making a composition and balance of the project, miniature project that you're working on, you want to pay attention on composition. So to have some objects that are small, big, medium, to have them in nice composition, and also to make some contrast on your work, something that is the first plan, second plan, third, to make the viewer, the view for the viewer interesting. The second thing you want is to have the atmosphere. When you have the atmosphere, you can decide on the contrast that you will do and what you will do with it. And when you decide on that, you will decide on materials. What kind of material can reflect strong contrast and what can reflect soft, what can be very dark, what will have the strong lights, what will have something from a side, for example metal that will reflect something. You want to think about the kind of, I need to remember this word as well, finishing touch of the paint. For example, that's why I mentioned in the last video I use kind of various paints, because I need them for different attributes. So attributes of the paints, if you use, I didn't show any work with metallics, but for example, I sometimes love metallics paints because they have that feeling, that glossy surface, but I can do that with non-metallic as well and put the glossy varnish. And you want to have that glossy part next to that matte part, or semi-gloss or satin. So I will cut this word, okay. So you want to have difference between finishing touches. You want to have difference between materials. That is why you want to show with your contrast, and later I will talk about brush strokes, how some materials can represent on your work. Also, what you want to do is to have that contrast between complementary colors. Even if it's not visible too much, you can put some complementary colors in mix. For example, let's choose, I don't know, red color. And if you want to make a shadows on the red, you can do it with complementary green, for example, and you can get that desaturated tones and very dark area that doesn't put too much. But again, because of atmosphere, you can use whatever color you want. You can use blue, you can use purple, and in lights you can put any kind of color to make it lighter, depending on what your atmosphere choose. But also, as I mentioned, to keep on contrast topic, you want to have as much as contrast as you want to make something pop out, to make something be in atmosphere, to explain different materials, and to make complete balanced composition of an artwork. I hope I didn't talk too much. I would talk more if I talk in my native language, so I apologize in front if I didn't explain everything nicely, but I think with visual parts everything will be clear. And you voted this topic for this week, and for some other video I will make a topic of brushstroke that I mentioned, and it's tightly connected to the topic I talked about now. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a comment, share, like, and do any kind of support you can. I appreciate it very much. Also subscribe to my channel not to miss next videos. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye! Also,